Forgetting the root while grown is the basic nature of everyone. We the commerce people are also not an exception to the above statement. We often happen to forget the traditional definition for the term commerce, and so itself we ourselves are not aware of the wonderful scope of our subject. Therefore, it would be desirable to go back and having a discussion on the basic definition of commerce to recognize the vast possibilities in the area of this subject. Now, what is commerce? Commerce is the second among the two elements of business, the first being industry or production. How it is traditionally defined. Commerce is the sum total of all those processes which are engaged in the removal of the hindrances of person, place, finance, risk, time, knowledge, etc. in the exchange of goods and services. Exchange of goods and services refer to the transfer of goods and services from the producers to the ultimate consumers. What are the hindrances or obstacles or barriers in the exchange of goods and services? Let's take such hindrances one by one. Number one, hindrance of person. Hindrance of person means that goods are produced by one person but may be required or consumed by another person. This hindrance is removed with the help of trade, that is transferring or selling the goods and services from producers to consumers. Number two, hindrance of place. It means that goods are produced at one place but are consumed at, or the consumers are at another place. This hindrance is removed with the help of transportation. Third, hindrance of finance. Another hindrance in the buying and selling of goods and services is the lack of availability of finance required for the same. This is removed with the help of banking. Number four, hindrance of risk. Various types of risks are there in the exchange of goods and services. Risk of theft, fire, and other risks. This hindrance can be removed by insurance. Number five, hindrance of time. Goods are produced at one time but may be required at another time. Till the goods are sold or consumed, they are to be stored. This hindrance is removed with the help of warehousing. Last point of hindrance, number six, hindrance of knowledge. Lack of information or knowledge about the goods and services available with the producers is this hindrance. It may be removed with the help of advertising and communication. In short, commerce includes two types of activities. They are, number one, trade, which consists domestic trade and foreign trade. Number two, auxiliaries or aids to trade, which aid or help in removing the hindrances in trade. Therefore, commerce is such a vast area which includes not only trade but also areas such as transportation, banking, insurance, warehousing, advertising, etc. Which other discipline or subject of study can claim this type of a wonderful scope? Which other discipline or subject is complete without commerce, as the result of their work is transformed into a product or service and delivered at the end? Therefore, commerce will be a life subject ever as long as civilization is there in the universe, as long as human beings require goods and services. Let's recognize the wonderful nature of our subject. Let's proud to be a commerce student, a commerce teacher. Let's proud to be part of such a wonderful subject. For the easy access of the classes, please subscribe the channel. It is free by clicking the subscribe option, and for getting notifications, click the bell icon below.